Howdy, my name is Zacharanio. I'm in Chem 120, Lab 448, and this is my final project for the second semester. So, in my video, I'm going to display the properties of osmosis and osmotic pressure, the use of raisins, and water. They're submersed in water. So, in this experiment, whenever I submerge the raisins into the water, if we wait a certain amount of time, which I'll give it a few hours, probably about 8 hours, and I'll come back. It's probably less than that, but I'm going to give it about 8 hours. And whenever I come back, they are going to turn from very dried out raisins to a lot more plump raisins. And what I'm going to do is I've already pre-selected a few raisins that I feel like are pretty similar in size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a control group off to the side. And then I'm going to set the experimental group into the water, and I'm going to observe my results from there. So I'll just get on with it. I'm going to do a close-up of this part. So you'll see that in a separate video. But yeah, that was my explanation to this video, and we'll see how it goes from there.
So here I'm going to be setting up my experiment. I'm basically just going to be setting up the experimental group by putting them into the water, and then I'm also going to be setting up my control group, as you'll see in my hand here in a second. And yeah. So in this part of the video, I'm going to be looking at my results. And in my first two videos, I really forgot to explain how this whole process happens. So in osmosis, you're going to see a movement of water from a low concentration to a high concentration in order to balance out the two concentrations and make it more dilute. So here I'm going to be retrieving my raisins from the water. And after I retrieve them from the water, you're going to see that the size difference in raisins now is going to be much different because water moved across that semi-permeable membrane, which is the skin of the raisin, or the outside skin portion of the raisin, into the inner portion, and has made it more plump. And we'll be comparing those to our control group on the left, experimental on the right, which will be shown here in just a second. So yeah, as you can see, the experimental group on the right is much bigger than the experimental group the control group on the left, and that has been my Chem 120 final video. Thank you for watching.